The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's time for Ask the Doctor. So this first one comes from our audience member, Brittany. So Brittany, what is your question?
My question is, can you successfully plan sex with your partner?
You know, Brittany, this is such an interesting question, and you know, you're catching me at a time I'm just working on next week's schedule. I didn't get to it earlier, and I brought it up here with me, and I'm working on it, and so far, this is what I'm looking at. And I'll have fun trying.
Compare your schedule to your wife's schedule.
Well,
see if they're the same. Yeah.
Exactly. I will leave this like, honey, this is suggested schedule for next week. And we'll probably that'll go and that'll go, and maybe we'll have a few right there. And
absolutely. I love how the one guy on the panel applauded your schedule. Like, absolutely, it's a good schedule. Absolutely,
it's a great concept.
Yeah.
And Brittany, you know, here's the thing. Like Dr. O says, you need to make calendars your new sex toy. Okay? It's not sexy, but you sacrifice a little spontaneity for practicality. You know it's coming, and you can get that expectation. Because remember, for guys, foreplay is about what we can see and what we can touch. For women, it starts in the mind a few days later. So when you know it coming, that adds to the excitement.
I mean those when it just pops up randomly, that's great too, right?
It is.
It's exciting.
It is.
But having, you know, like, oh honey, I haven't seen you, and
right.
you know, why don't we go out to dinner, have a little date, and there's the anticipation that
right.
you are going to have a good night.
Well, yes. and I think that's true, because all couples, all adults in America are having less sex. And we know that married couples are maybe having sex around 51 times a year on average right now.
That's about once a week.
That's about once a week.
About once a week.
But with dual jobs and parenting and streaming services and all the things that are competing for our time, sometimes it's really nice to know that that's on the calendar. I mean, my husband is a full-time surgeon. I hate to admit it, actually have to do this. We actually say, how does your schedule meet my schedule? Because that's how you connect.
It's not a bad thing, and it reconfirms your commitment. Hey, this is something we're going to do because that's our time. And so when you know it's coming, it takes the frustration and the guesswork out of it. You don't have to feel bad about it if it doesn't happen.
And the last thing is, if you happen to get into a disagreement, you can't cancel sex night,
Can't
right?
cancel sex night.
You can't cancel it.
Sex night is inked in. It's a permanent thing. Dr. O, that calendar, where can I get one of those?
You could just borrow mine. See if your wife will buy into it. But, you know, we're in agreement. Sex anytime is great. But has it been shown scientifically, are there better times for sex?
Well, you know what? There are testosterone spikes. And so better when that's happening. Early morning sex is great. In the afternoons, you get another spikes from 7 to 9, and so everybody's a little more in the mood, a little more energetic, a little more, right, a little more happy to be there, and so those times are great.
Dr. Ish, is there any number that we at least know does contribute to connectedness and happiness?
So your number's spot on. Most couples have sex about twice per week. Once the kids and the life stuff come into play, that number drops off drastically. So anything less than once per week, and you probably need to get yourself a Dr. O sex calendar and go for it.
Maybe we can get a trademark on this, right?